a lot of you may not know that there's a young heavyweight out there, currently 19 years old, who is aiming to try and break Mike Tyson's record of being the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Mike Tyson was 20 years old when he won the world heavyweight title, the WBC version, against Trevor Berbick. I'm not sure how many months it was. I'm sure one of you buffins will probably, drop it in the comment section and remind me how many months. He was 20 years and however many months. But this young heavyweight who's coming up right now is 19. So he's probably got a year, maybe a year and a half to achieve that goal. And if you don't know who I'm talking about already, it is the cousin of heavyweight contender Tyson Fury, Hughie Fury. Now, like Tyson, he's a very big guy, not quite as big as Tyson. Tyson Fury I'm talking about, not Mike Tyson. He's a very big guy. He's around 6'5", 6'6". He was a pretty decent amateur, had decent amount of success. He turned pro early. I believe he was 17 or 18 when he turned pro. And he is being very, very active. They're trying to follow the blueprint of Mike Tyson's career in terms of keeping him extremely active. Mike Tyson turned pro when he was 18 and he was challenging for a world title by the time he was 20. He had an incredible amount of fights in 2 years. I believe it was like damn near 30 fights, maybe more. I can't even remember exactly how many fights Tyson had by the time he challenged Berbick for the WBC title, but it was a hell of a lot of fights in 2 years. And that's what they're trying to do with Hughie Fury. Now, can he make it? Can he beat Mike Tyson's record? Looking at Hughie Fury, I think he does have a certain amount of talent, but I doubt it. I don't think he's going to be able to break Mike Tyson's record. I might be wrong. I'd like to be wrong, because Lord knows the heavyweight division needs some excitement. It needs something dramatic to happen. It needs a shake-up. So if a guy like Hughie Fury was to come along and become the youngest heavyweight champion in history, it would be great for the heavyweight division. But just looking at Hughie, I don't think he's going to develop enough in a year or 18 months to break Mike Tyson's record. I don't think so. Even though they're keeping him busy, which is a great thing. I wish more young prospects in boxing would stay as busy as Hughie Fury is staying. His promoter, Mick Hennessy's doing a great job keeping him busy. But I don't think that he's going to progress enough to be able to win a world title in a year, 18 months. Now, he is getting good sparring, obviously. He spars with all the people that Tyson Fury spars with in the gym. He spars with Tyson himself. All right? Hughie and Tyson Fury are not like the Klitschko's. They don't mind getting in the ring and punching each other in the face. Right? Maybe because they're cousins, not brothers. I don't know, but they're from a traveling background. Right? They're the Irish travelers or gypsies, whatever you want to call them. And they're fighting people. You know, they grow up sparring their brothers on the campsite. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have any problem with punching their brother in the face. They learn how to fight by sparring their cousins and sparring their brothers and whatnot growing up. So their culture is like that. So he spars his cousin Tyson. He spars a lot of the quality fighters that Tyson brings in as sparring partners. He's probably sparred Steve Cunningham and Eddie Chambers and all these kind of people as well. So he is picking up experience that way. But there is a difference between sparring and a real fight. There is a difference. You're not wearing headgear. You're not wearing 16-ounce gloves. Fighters, for the most part, tend to hold back just so slightly in sparring. Yeah, there is a lot of sparring sessions where people do go hell for leather. But when they're getting in there with a kid like Hughie, young kid, I don't know. I just feel like they might be holding back a little bit on him. You know, not so much holding back on Tyson, but maybe holding back on Hughie a little bit. But who knows? I might be wrong. But just looking at his progress in the ring, I don't think that within a year and a half, 2 years, he's going to be good enough to beat a Klitschko. Because in a year's time, Vladimir's still going to be there. Unless someone beats Vladimir, and it's looking unlikely at the moment, especially with all the cheating that he's allowed to get away with, or the holding and pushing and leaning. I don't see how someone's going to beat him when he's allowed to get away with all them kind of dirty, illegal tactics. And he is a very good fighter. I'm not just saying Vladimir Klitschko only wins because he clinches. He obviously is a very talented fighter, which is why it upset me so much that he uses these kind of cheating tactics. Because Vladimir Klitschko is supremely talented. He's fast for a big guy. He's athletic. He's got great balance. Tremendous puncher. Excellent technique. Throws straight shots. He's tremendously talented. I don't see Hughie Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko. I don't see him beating Vladimir Klitschko at this stage. And Vitaly Klitschko is the darling of the WBC. They're allowing him to just keep this title with, despite the fact he's been inactive for so long. Jose Sulaiman is happy for Vitaly to not fight until 2014, probably in the summer. So and obviously Povetkin's just lost his title to Vladimir. So where is Hughie Fury going to pick up a title from? Are they really going to go for a Klitschko? I don't see that ending well for him right now, to be honest with you. Because, as I said, if he's going to beat Tyson's record, he has to do it within the next year or 18 months. And I don't think that he'll even get a shot at Vitaly within the next year or 18 months. I don't see that happening. And he probably won't get a shot against Vladimir. And even if he does get a shot against Vladimir, I don't see him being ready enough to win that fight. So, I hope I'm wrong. Like I say, the heavyweight division needs a shake-up. But in my personal opinion, I don't think he's progressing quick enough to be at that level where he can beat Tyson's record. The good thing for Tyson when he came along and challenged Berbick is one of the weakest heavyweight champions in the history of the sport. I'm not rubbishing Trevor Berbick, RIP, he died and all that, but he wasn't a strong heavyweight champion in terms of, the quality of fighter that he was. He was a strong guy physically, a very game fighter, but he was definitely one of the weaker heavyweight champions in history. The Klitschkos are a hell of a lot better than Trevor Berbick. Let me just put it that way. And Mike Tyson is more talented than Hughie Fury is, especially at this stage of his career. So I don't see it happening. But Hughie Fury might still be one for the future. A lot of people out there on my Anthony Joshua video, or a few people on my Anthony Joshua video commented that they think Hughie Fury is a better prospect than Anthony Joshua. Well, we might find out who's the better prospect because I can see these two guys actually fighting in the future, and my money's on Joshua. I think people are really underestimating Joshua for some reason. I don't know why. If you look at the amateur fight that Joshua had with Ivan Ditchko, who has a very similar style to Hughie Fury and a very similar style to Vitaly Klitschko, he handled Ivan Ditchko no problem. And Ivan Ditchko was a more successful amateur than Hughie Fury. And actually a bit bigger than Hughie Fury. And he handled Ditchko no problem, and he's had tons of sparring with Ivan Ditchko. And I'm more impressed with the speed that Joshua has progressed than I am with the speed Hughie Fury's progressed. Not to put Hughie Fury down. I think he is a good prospect for the future, but I am just personally more impressed with Anthony Joshua, and I think he's, I don't know, people are doubting him at the moment. I'm not sure why. Seems pretty strange to me, but in my assessment of things, I think he's going to be the better prospect for the future, the way things are looking at the moment. But, things can change. Fighters can get defeated and all kind of different things can happen. We'll have to see how it pans out. But yeah, me personally, I can't see Hughie Fury breaking Tyson's record. Yeah, that's what I will say. I can't see that happening. So drop your comments below. Let me know how you feel about this. This is Hatman. I'm out.